break. They're one of the worst teams in the game at actually holding on to them, and when they're not rotating, they're not too fantastic at breaking either. So Boston have their work cut out for them, and maybe an opportunity for Seattle to get that early edge.
Well, let's find out how things go. Karachi, so far, a lovely start here for the boys in green. Boston, we'll find out if the luck of the Irish is on their side. And yes, we will say luck of the Irish all day long here, friends. You best believe it. Kills again there from Slasher and Asim, as that P1 hardpoint is very green indeed.
Oh, yeah, you got Surge maybe looking for a four-leaf clover, because Lucky has not been on their side on the opening break. Hook, though, able to at least break through and go towards P2. So on the rotation front, Hook has the opportunity to do some damage, but on the actual hill, Boston still are going to be collecting that time, but that is 3 kills now in a row. Hook has a little bit of help as well from Breji. So again, on that rotation battle, that is what Seattle need to have locked on key. And for the moment, not going to get it. Absolutely picked apart. Nobody finding any corners to hide in. Breji, last man standing. And his position is now known. Great stuns out of Slasher, but not enough to get the kill. But you see the players right now for Boston surrounding Breji. There's nothing he can do.
He tried his best, breaking contact on the player over the dumpster, and now trying to keep a hold of that P2 side of the map was the game plan. Doesn't work out. Breach now set up for success. P1 was so solid. In a P2 we go. Hook and Breji flying through check-in. Slasher doing what he can. Damage another second. Through the front door they fly, and Abuza finds the kills alongside Hook and Arstees. That's lovely work from Seattle. What a break.
Yeah, that is the classic Boston moment. They win the rotation, they get the hill, and then they just drop it almost immediately. So they still have a nice lead in this game, but their inability to hold on to time, certainly the thing that is going to be punishing for them. And of course, on the rotation, while their holds haven't been strong, neither have their breaks. In Seattle, at least 2 players going to be around Cooper back time. I think Arstees, though, feels the pressure, knows they don't have enough on the map, so he's going to back down, play a credit corner, and really just try to hold on to these spawns.
Yeah, this is an iron grip right now. Surge, not enough players here. It's fingertips as opposed to the full palm, and it's 1 kill from Arstees before being traded out. Hook now all alone, surrounded. Hello. Well, an awkward fight against Priester, manages to win it, manages to stay alive, keeps things a little bit interesting. A little bit of damage. Hook capitalizes, keeps the play going, as he's getting this done all alone right now.
This is beautiful work. I mean, the nade is on point, hunting these players down. And again, for Boston, they did all the correct work to try to go and get those spawns, but they just could not deal with Hook. So things remain mixy on P3. Snoopy's made his way towards the time, but it is still a trade fest around the point. Abuza able to pick up 2, get back inside of the hill. And again, for Boston, not able to stabilize even when things are going well. Hook just completely obliterates you, and, well, his team this time was there to pick him up.
Yeah, don't worry about that first P1 and P2. The boys of Seattle over by the cafe have got themselves those sweet, sweet carbs, and now they're enjoying the nutrients of this hardpoint. Lead change for a brief moment, and that is going to be that. Looking towards new, and it's all Boston this time round. Will anyone from Seattle be able to get over to that side of the map, towards the south side of the street, and get things going?
Snoopy waiting for his teammates before he can actually go and collect his time. You're going to have to play for kills just to get that initial break. Slasher able to stay alive, but Asim is going to fall. And by the looks of the TDM game, Seattle coming out on top. Now you can make the move to actually go and collect this time. Abuza finds his hiding spot behind the barrels. He's got a trophy. Everything Seattle want to have happen on this hill. So far, so good.
And that trophy ringing in his ears right now very much will be helping him against anything that comes his way that is unfriendly. First thing to come his way, though, is Slasher. The trophy doesn't help him whatsoever. Hook, nearly gets the second as Slasher breaks the hard point alone. A 15-second prize for him as we go over towards the next.
This is 4 players from Seattle. They're going to be very fast attacking. Only 2 defenders right now for Boston, so got to find a way to play your guarantees. The teamwork's coming through as well. Priesta and Snoopy getting things done. Hook, last man standing in a relatively close spawn here for Surge too, so they can keep the pressure on, because Hook, again, you see, is behind enemy lines, the constant problem on the map.
Hook's having one of those games, man. Everywhere he goes, it just works out for him. Watch out, Slasher. You know what you're dealing with. It's a little bit of magic. The COD gods have smiled upon him today. Will they keep the play alive for him now? As Boston into the hard point, the ring around Rosie is complete. Hook, haha. The Mad Titan pays off for the patience. 5 streak now for Slasher, looking to get himself streaks. After T's caught slightly unaware. There it is. A cruise for Slasher.
Yeah, Slasher making the smartest decision you possibly can when you're playing against Hook. If you try to hunt him down, you're going to have a horrifically bad time. Just let him run past you, shoot him in the back, play for the freebie. Even if you have to overcommit, and the freebie kills that Slasher was playing for, he has converted that into a cruise missile. So for a team that has struggled on rotations, struggled on the holds as well, that piece of utility can be extremely useful later in this game. You see the opening break, though, for the new P1 time. Surge will get here first, but you have bodies for Boston all over this map.
Well, the bodies are about to hit the floor for Surge right now as the crews makes its way smack bang into P1. Looking at the usual power positions. Doesn't necessarily connect, but that's because his teammates found the kills elsewhere. Hook, Reggie, though, oh dear, clean house. Arstes joins them. So Boston, the streak connects. Doesn't do a whole lot. The hardpoint once again back in the hands of Seattle Surge. Let's go for a quick listen with Boston Breach and see how they bounce back from that play.
I didn't hear him.
What's mid lane? Mid lane. Mid ramp.
What you think you see? I've seen bridge.
Mid ramp, I push up.
Shot time.
Mid ramp heady.
No,
top fire. Low bridge, top fire to low fire.
Low bridge,
Low fire, one shot. Low fire, one shot.
One shot, I have to reroute.
He went low red. He went low red.
Okay, 3 times.
Try to get from bus, dead. He's on me, top out.
He's going fire. He went low fire, low fire, bro.
I have low pillars, I'm in a weird spot right now.
Low fire.
Trying to get all the flank.
They can be from vending.
I'm only top bed. I'm holding grass. One's already like low vending.
I don't see him.
There's two right, flanking 10.
One's green. Grass, one shot.
Two gonna be 10 guys.
There's two fire.
Grass then?
Nice, one top bed.
Top bed, he might jump down. Top bed, jump down. Almost
They're
down.
gonna be
They're gonna be from bus and two.
They're gonna be top 10.
Here.
Copy that.
Nice.
Back secret, back secret, dead.
10.
Right across me, guys.
I'm trying.
I got secret.
I got sun. I'm trying to cross.
I can jump fire. I have a help in second. You're good, take time.
I have time.
Okay.
Looking back secret, they could be dark.
I see dark. Dark Alec, he's one shot on the yellow card. Yellow card laying down.
Watch grass. Grass, I think he's gonna need to fire. Or top fire. You want some fire too?
Top fire.
Rainbow. I'm trying to get back.
Top fire, Rainbow. Top Rainbow, one shot.
I spawned out P-Dog.
Yeah, he's already jumped.
Okay, this is a good time. He's on me old.
One's grass.
Alright, okay, set us break. You might go B cut on you. Down low green.
I'm gonna go top 10.
Might go B cut ACs.
I'm
I stun him.
I see him.
I'm not full this one. I'm gonna play this guy.
You guys go.
Calm communication from Boston Breach. Not necessarily too far forward in their game plan, but I felt like everything got through there, Ian. I had the complete awareness of where everyone was on the map.
Yeah, it's definitely comms where everybody can think as it's going through, but, the Toronto comparison, I think, would be a bit too far sort of thing as far as in terms of, like, calm and efficiency and whatnot. A lot of gunfights, by the way, that they are just struggling with. Comms aside, just the gunny in the teamwork right now for Boston, maybe just slightly behind. They're currently getting outslaved by just a few kills, looking to bring things back, but this has been a hill for Abuza. He's been on point, finally gets dropped in Boston, at least get the clearance to attempt to secure the final 20 seconds. Hook, though, always has something to say. Constantly behind you, always a nuisance. He's 22 and 14. And frankly, the pressure that he has brought has been outstanding, setting his teammates up maybe for the double kill. Bridget can't get it. But over towards New, at least bridge control is in the hands of Seattle, but at early time, the only team going to be able to get it is Boston if they want it.
Well, new Hardpoint's up. The last time we were in the street was solid for Seattle Surge. Can they get the lead back now? Arcee's throwing the bomb side out of the Monster Energy Fountain. Gets a two-piece down there, baby, as well. Slash is up next. He tries to stay alive. The regen will help a lot. That stun's not going to help, though. No one in the hardpoint just yet, and it's just problem after problem for Arcee's in this life. Not able to get forward. Reggie, top third is now his. 35 seconds to go, and Boston finally get in there. Not a terribly profitable hill.
Not at all. I mean, this is both teams struggling. This might be worst case for Boston as well. Number 4 versus number 8 are going to have a battle potentially for spawn. So awkward timing is coming through on the opposite side of the map. For the final 20 seconds, though, Surge, this is great time for them to be able to get. You see, a CM ends up coming out on top of the rotation battle. Breggie, the last man standing for Surge. And in the meantime, Boston actually took Surge off as scrap as well. So Boston right now flipped the map on its head, be annoying at the old time, and have set themselves up for New, but still mixing this on the spawn front. Snoopy is vaguely behind enemy lines. Abuza, the opportunity maybe to rip a player and get him off this time, but he does not yet have any support from his teammates.
Yeah, no support. If he dies in this situation as well, it's essentially a waste. That's what he wanted. The timing is there. Here comes Surge. The reinforcements, an unfortunate nade, but he's still got plenty of players around here. Snoopy, though, cuts him down. Good work out of Boston Breach. Not necessarily a bad move from Surge, just Breach handling business, and that's a wonderful hold on the hardpoint still. Hook, though, trying to keep this forward position now. Reinforcements through the bottom side of the hotel. Slasher guns them down. It's 2. Hook now on the back line. It's no more for him. Snoopy stays alive. Will he get his second? He does. Unbelievable work out of Breach as they are starting to heat up here on Karachi.
Man, things are looking sloppy, but these players are gliding around the map right now. Snoopy with the smooth moves, but we go again. It is only a 40-point game between these two teams. Anybody can win it. And Asim is playing just such a distant angle as well. It might be good enough for the freebie on Arcades, but Arcades actually gets a kill before he falls, so Surge still in the time. So many directions to look, though. Hook just dancing around. Snoopy able to drop him. Boston back inside of P1. This is their opportunity to put the stamp on the game.
These Snoopy versus Hook fights, very high input, high intensity fights. Boston breach, hardpoint, 225 now. It's 25 for the win. Hook's trying to clear these players out. Slasher with a perfect coverage. Overwatch from the top AC, and he's keeping the players at bay. No one close. Snoopy's in the time. Surge once again held back. Nobody getting in whatsoever. It is a watertight defense from Boston Breach. These are the final 5. Here we go. Surge, get in there if you can. It has been an immaculate hold. Final 5 once again. A boozer last man. And from the top rope, Slasher looking to get streaks once again, but he'll take the map win happily. Boston Breach, map number 1.
251-79 in the end. Not particularly close, but that was definitely a back and forth battle for quite some time. It did certainly feel like Boston was typically like ahead of the game, ahead of the rotations, in the better spots, but it was just like the difficulty of containment of like Hook especially. Constantly behind enemy lines, constantly making plays to like go and get these breaks, and amount of call outs of like, oh, we're missing one. Who is it? Hook. Okay, well, he's behind us. Good luck trying to find him in these moments. But outside of the Hook containment process, everybody else on Seattle maybe just struggling a little bit. So see there in the damage numbers, a drop off after Hook. And meanwhile, Slasher 27 and 17, able to cruise missile that really wasn't effective in the slightest. But outside of a few small moments here and there, Boston handling on Karachi, business as usual.
Yeah, indeed. Well, nothing too wildly surprising. I think the major question mark for me is, can Hook continue to be as annoying and as devastating in game as he has been so far in this map for the rest of the series? For Boston, though, again, it is just making sure you continue to keep calm, steady the ship, continue the course that you're on, because so far, so good. A commanding lead in the hard points there, and ultimate chance. I don't think any moments where things were very much in trouble for them. Not that Surge were looking bad, but Boston just very, very composed.
Yeah, a few opportunities on certain hills here and there, but especially like the rotation into the junk hill from the street, where Boston are doing a good job of getting the players off the scrap time while they're winning the rotation battle. Boston just had more of those moments where they're winning sort of that two-front war, but I just know looking at some of these highlights, Hook really just is a force of nature to play against. Like the kill where he had, where he's leaping over the dumpster to chow you in spawn.
Dude.
Instead of taking the freest gunfight of all time and forcing you to jump over just a miserable spot to be in, he just flies at you and kills you before you have a chance to think about it. So it is truly a different experience, but the experience in map number 1, again, back and forth battle for a bit, but eventually the final few hills, Boston again, one super solid rotation, and they're able to run away with the game.
Very much so. Game flow there of our first hard point. Toast. Done. Boston Breach will take that lead. Again, we'll see what kind of Hook shows up for the rest of the series. This could be a very, very interesting one indeed. Looking at our series, though, folks, we say goodbye to Karachi. Howdily ho to Terminal. Invasion Control after that. And if we have to go the distance, that's Skid Row and Karachi for the hardpoint and the Search and Destroy. No Rio hardpoint or Search in this series whatsoever, or Invasion when it comes to the hardpoint and Search. I was quite looking forward to a bit more Rio, especially between these two teams. Again, the kind of Snoopies and the Hooks of the world. I want to see these more fast and furious games. But instead, we're going to get it, on every other map. But we'll see how the Terminal goes. Chance, any sort of high-level calls here, brother?
Well, it's just a very interesting map for Boston to be playing, right? We saw them against Texas on Terminal a few weeks ago, and they looked fantastic. Got a 6-3 victory. The strats were on point. Then we saw them against Atlanta FaZe, and they got 6-0'd on the exact same map, and it was the first time Atlanta had played it. So there's some mixiness, I would say, on the side of Boston. And then for Seattle, their best S&D map by a mile. They got a 5-1 record on it. Admittedly, a lot of that is with a different roster, but Surge has been happy. If they can grind out Terminal, they absolutely will. Overall, throughout the Major II qualifiers, it's been a better edge for S&D for Surge in the meantime anyway, so they are absolutely looking for the bounce back.
Yeah, these are the ingredients of that mixy recipe for Search and Destroy so far. Again, both teams, I suppose Boston, not really. That record is tough. 2-6. The ranks are not necessarily on their side, but the conversion rate's very, very close indeed. We'll see how that goes. Stats are one thing, but once you do get into the game, once you load in, once you flip that first patty in Burger Town or visit the Scuff Duty Free Store smack bang in the middle terminal, baby, everything changes. Here we go. Map number 2, Terminal S&D.
And this is also a map where you better make sure you come with like an explicitly good game plan. RCDs has been very respectable in the game mode, but he's got that sort of standard, you know how he's going to play. I think Hook is going to be the player that you have to make sure you contain. Hook will absolutely full send it, run at you through library, go on wild flanks. And that's what Boston, I think, when they're doing the VOD review, have to be hyper aware of, as already just running it down through the plane. Sasha gets the first blood, but this could just be overwhelming force to get this A site.
Indeed. Well, plane is clear. Snoopy at the very back end of it. And for Abuza now, it's nice angles. Oh, the frag bounces right off of Breji's chest. That's not going to be a problem whatsoever, but it is for Snoopy, who's down and out 3v3.
Now you got intel on 2 different players, I believe. 1 Eskies, 1 down terminal, so they're not going for the bomb just yet. Maybe with some vaccinates potentially to come through. They're going to be playing for the kills, and that is a moment of teamwork that you hate to see it unless you're a Boston fan, in which case, hey, great news. Now you got a 3v1 and Breji pinned in the back of the map. Nowhere to go. And instead of playing the objective and getting the bomb down, they went for the kills, but they got them on each other.
That's tough. We got a replay, because these things happen, and it takes 1 or 2 tiny little movements to ruin a beautiful thing. Asim gifted the 2-piece there. Hook knew something was up. Abuza did as well. They both checked it, and they paid the price dearly. Asim walks away with 2 on the round, and a great start there for Breach.
And who knows what happened on the communication front, but it looked like Abuza had the intel, so he's calling for some help. So Abuza wants to play it nice and slow. Take your time for the freebie kill. Hook, he's challenged. He's going to get that kill as quick as he can. So an awkward display of 2 different play styles, but Boston for it, and now taking things slow. Slasher again, ripping somebody for the first blood. 2 for 2 on that front. Now it's just a matter of conversion. Boston, plenty of time to work with.
It's that patience. Flashes. Wow, that's so unfortunate for Priester. Snoopy, though. Ooh, nearly as unfortunate for he, but the teamwork there for Boston pays off. It's the patience, as I was saying, for Slasher. The man knows to sit, hold the iron, find those kills. And here we go. Pressure on towards the A bomb site. Bomb in hand. It's a 3v2.
Yeah, the not so patient Priester with Call of Duty timing at its finest. Hoop gets traded out. Slasher there, teamwork right now, coordination on point. 2 versus 1, you're flying it through the ramp, but the long slide is enough to bait the player in between the Boston guys. So that is a credit to Slasher on that round, absolutely making plays. I mean, he's there for the trades on the guy down low, but just making sure you slide all the way across to make sure you don't line up in the plane. Slasher putting on right now these first 2 rounds.
Yeah, indeed. See if you can get another first blood. He's 2 for 2 so far. And they've been very, very impactful. I will say the Seattle Surge roster is not a tremendous amount of post-game chatter we can see. I think it's very much, you know, they know exactly what they want to do each round, and they sort of let that fly. Or maybe it's 1 or 2 word calls. Operation Condor. Time for the fork. Slasher. No first blood this time. Priester seals it.
That was a big win. They got the information. Snoopy going to follow up as well, and a 2 versus 4 now for Seattle, where you're forced to make a move. You got some damage down, but look how quick Priesta is in the hallway to make sure you go and get those trades. It's bombed down. RC's last man standing, and they know exactly where he is. That is another beautiful round for Boston, and again, just going to be playing with them, trying to trap him in. Slasher's got the intel, maybe a double flank coming through, or just line him up in library. Might have been spooky, but with the weakness there from Mercedes, and Slasher able to help through the cockpit as well. Nothing you can do. Another beautiful round from Boston.
That's just enough. And Asim walking away with his life barely there. That could have been a very awkward lineup moment again here on Terminal, but Boston breached. Lucky the Irish on their side, which we now have a 2 count for. They managed to survive once again. Good looks here from Boston on Terminal.
I can only hope one of these teams have the Leprechaun assassination on. It is one of my personal favorites. There's going to be a hard B hit. There you go. Smoke's out, running it down through the smoke, though. Asim tagged up. No trades coming through except the team trades. The teamwork right now, Seattle doing their very best to help out Boston, making it to winner's bracket. possibly giving them another round. Awkward timing, though. In the hallway is Hook hiding. Slasher, he's made his way past, but this is just an information battle. Slasher might be able to get a couple free kills. There you go.
There's one, and he might be able to get a few more. Oh, big shots. Not enough. Arcities. Nice snap. He's tagged up big time. Asim, just lay still here, mate. You're about to get another. I'm not sure if he saw the final player down on the bottom side of Eskies, but Arcities now has to make something happen. 1v2. As I can only imagine how unbelievably uncomfortable it would be to crawl up an escalator like that.
I mean, that's ab strength. That is just, yeah, you're a sadist if that's the type of thing that you enjoy. Or masochist would be the correct word. But a 1v2, they know he was trapped in Eskies a while back, and that is just simply a corner that Asim has that you are never going to check. This is looking like another unwinnable round for Arcities.
He's gone for the Harry Potter under the stairs. He's living there right now. No way. What a fantastic spot to be in as Boston Breach once again find themselves looking very happy indeed in the player cams.
And it's good play calls, too. Not just for the spot from the scene, but after Slasher dies in the plane, he is calling out, hey, it's the guys over by Eskies. Plane is wide open. So Asim sticks around just to be a nuisance, plays for the late kills. That pays out perfectly. And his teammate Priesta just high-tailing it over and getting the bomb down on the opposite side of the map. So you got to be quick to make those calls and Breach. Haven't been feeling the heat too much. 2 rounds for Seattle where the team kills really been a benefit to Boston. 4-0 lead.
They do sting. The Boozer's right in that corner of Burger Town for now. Slasher with a cross as well. So lovely setup here from Boston Breach. All angles covered. No one's going to move too much. It's Surge. They have to get something going. Hook. Across the catwalk. Reggie with the opening salvo there. Again, not a whole lot's going to happen for a while here. So everybody stay cozy. Ooh, we'll check back in a moment.
For Boston, no one's taking the bait, right? You and Abuza playing a deep angle, waiting for someone to roll through, but that hasn't been the case. Slasher getting intel. 3 players basically around the Dream side of the map. You almost feel like you know that the bomb is going to be going over towards A. The plane is open, though. So many players in the terminal. Snoopy can wallbang this, but not always easy to get a kill. But with plane exposed, that means Boston trusting their retake.
He's seeing a lot of information. The player on the stairs as well there, but that bomb's got to go down quick. 25 seconds. The Slasher, he's about to board, and he's going to find that someone is in his seat. 3 players will be in the wrong seats right now. Surge have got full control. Will he check this patiently? He did on the hop. Reggie. Oh, wins the fight. A big one. That's the first blood, and that's the bomb down. And now this looks very different for Boston.
Yeah, playing the slow angle. A little bit of time to work with on the retake, though. Still a couple stuns maybe to work with for Snoopy as well, but nice play out of Hook. The crazy man jumping out of the back plane and out for a scene. Has to go hunting for him, but Hook always willing to pull the disappearing act. Do you check these corners, or does Hook just move and give it to you for free? Yes, he does, but it is still a 1 versus 4 effectively for a scene with no time. You just want to play for the cruise.
Can you get the cruise, though? It's a simple kill. 10 seconds to get it. These players are going to have to vacate the plane eventually. They don't opt for the emergency slide. He might be able to catch them still, but a very, very good bit of work here from Seattle Surge to take the round and finally get themselves on the board. 4-1. Better late than never.
And great plays as well. I mean, Breggy gets the first blood. I think Breggy was probably just staring into the window, waiting for that check to come through. So he gets the first blood on Slasher, and then again, Hook, the absolute wild man, jumping out of the back of the plane. His spidey senses were tingling, and he had the timing perfect. And it's a kill like that virtually just wins you the round. So Hook again making plays, but Asim, we know, on the quest, on the hunt, looking for one freebie kill, or maybe just going to lead the charge straight into the plane. Wants to play a slight off angle, see if he can catch this guy off guard.
Yeah. And this is so tense, man. You're playing for that streak. I do believe he's not running the covert sneakers. He got there a little faster. And now it's just a moment of whose will is stronger. Oh, Hook. He's doing what Hook does. He's pushing the opportunity. And here we go. A gentle thud across. Hook, oh, dives into it. And it's a perfect trade for the cruise. Happy to take that if you're Boston.
Oh, he might be making the play too. Actually, no, I take it back. Look at the corner. Brezzy, he's got the distant one. You're going to see this on the cross. He's going to spot out too. The guy on top of the plane, yep, RCDs gets the freebie. You play off the comms perfectly. And obviously, they know where Snoopy is. They've got him stunned in the back. RCDs, though, chased a ghost. And, well, you got a 2v2, so you mess up briefly. Boston, the opportunity to win another round.
They've got to move fast, though. Breji, the dead silence is still active. He's going to run into Priester. Oh, he runs Priester over now. Down to Snoopy. Oh, stays alive on the outside of the plane. The guessing game begins now. Breji, can he deal with him before the health regen? Oh, dear. No, he does not now. The guessing game begins. Will he dive directly under the bomb as Snoopy's taken a bit of a route himself?
Well, and Breji shot too. Breji shot in the hallway. So Snoopy just takes the route and it gets handed away to him. Breji, I don't know why he shot in that moment, what was going on in the comms, but even before that, he saw 2 players cross. RCDs gets the one on the guy in the back of the plane, and they even had Snoopy stunned. And somehow, in just the chaos, I suppose, RCD drops out, looks the wrong direction, and just another round from Boston almost gets handed to him. Even for the first blood, I mean, Slasher is just the sacrificial lamb, but Asim's playing on a 5, playing hardcore for the trades, and it just gets the golden gift right to him. You got to cruise.
Got more gifts going the way now towards the B-bomb site. Surge have had enough of this shenanigans. They're trying to send it. It's an aggressive war of trades. They managed to come out on top and relatively safe. Got high ground to play with here as Arsty's, my word, gets away with his life. Slasher's still in a fantastic position to pick up more of these kills. Here comes the cruise. Asim will definitely make the outside of the map there safer. Will he bend it? Oh, just misses the angle. The Boozer stays alive for now, but Slasher's still able to pick up a few more. Life advantage, Boston.
Still got the comms that someone was in a corner. Now, though, Abuza trying to make the play. You're a man down. You have to do something bold, and Abuza finds the timing. Slasher, though, going hunting, and he gets gunned. Abuza out here making the play.
Dodges the cruise, stays alive. Breji wins the fight, and Surge, they take the round into their own hands. They stay through what was a seemingly impossible situation. That 3v3 looked real ugly. They made it a thing of beauty.
And there's that teamwork. It is the old duo, Breji and Abuza. Finally, the opportunity for those two to work together, getting things done. But Abuza, again, a cruise missile gets called in. They're going to have the intel on exactly where you are, but he just pierces through bottom AC, gets the quick kill, and repositions too fast. And I mean, I will say Slasher did quite literally have the drop on him, but that Renetti in the hands of Abuza, too clean. So Seattle, that is great news. Got rid of the cruise. Now you're triple stacking the correct site. What a time to go for this blind counter. Smoke's route. It's going to be chaos, but Asim, so difficult to move forward. He's by himself up here.
Oh, they're so close. They can smell each other. Trades. Hook's still alive. Priester. They're going to back on out. Boston will cut their losses. They get 1 each, and they retreat. Surge not pressing the advantage just yet. The A-bomb site, though, they've definitely been spotted now. Can they reinforce the backline? Beautiful shots from Slasher. Arsty's beaten to the race. That's going to be the plant, and that is a huge advantage now for Boston. This could be the map.
Yeah, mid-round adjustments again from Boston, completely on point, and now it is just the wide pinch coming through. This is Operation Do Not Scam. Priesta has the intel on one player. Breji is unknown, but he just gives away his position, so you know where the 2 players are.
He nearly got the wallbang just for that little bit of info, and now through the front door, Priesta might go back for it. Nice timing. Nice shots, not enough for the second. Hook now has to do something simply unbelievable. A 1v2. He's equipped for it. And the smoke. Oh, you know what they say, though, boys and girls. Smokers die younger. Boston breach. They take the search and destroy, and they go up 2-0 in the series.
Man, and that's a tough moment, too, because, like, they actually cleared out the correct side of the plane. You take down Priesta. It's both players trapped on the other side. And instead of challing together, they just die 1 by 1. So the chemistry and coordination for Seattle, a struggle point there on Terminal, not able to orchestrate anything. But for Boston, the mid-round adjustments, completely on point. They just showed their hand at the start of the round with the smoke strat. Even though Asim gets traded out, it was instantaneous from Slasher. Bolt through the plane. I don't care if he sees me on the cross. I'm flying out the back and I'm going to chow. And just on the timing front, Boston ahead of the game. Beautifully played across the board for Boston. Everybody getting involved. The first blood's on point. And again, the execution when they needed it on Terminal delivered. So maybe a slightly deeper map pool for Boston that we're used to. Terminal, not looking too bad.
Not looking too bad whatsoever. 6-2, that final score. We're invasion control now as we go to a very, very different setting and very different kind of game mode. You name it. We can forget what happened in the first two maps if you're a Seattle Surge fan and see how this one goes. Trying to get to that Skid Row hardpoint. That's obviously changed quite a lot. Spawns looking very different these days. Karachi S&D at the very end of this series if we can get there. Seattle Surge sorely need it. Ravens, though, don't need it whatsoever. They're very happy for Boston walk away with this stuff, but we'll see how that one goes. Ravens fans in the chat, I'm sure you're there. We're now going to throw to a very quick commercial break. When we return, it's time to play control on Invasion. It's Seattle Surge. It's Boston Breach. This is the CDL.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Almost ready to get into map number 3 here, Seattle Surge and Boston Breach. We've got ourselves a good time ahead of us. Great time ahead of us next week, though. Don't forget, friends, you can join us at Major II down in Florida. Miami Heretics hosting it, presented by Gamergy. QR code on screen. But you knew that because you know what a QR code is. The difficulty, though, is what do you scan it with if you're watching this on your phone right now? That's the challenge. That's a problem for you to solve and for us to find out about on Twitter. Boston Breach, Seattle Surge, almost ready to get in a map 3 chance. Chance is muted.
I'm not muted. I'm taking my time to think of how I want to approach these control metrics. That's all I'm doing, because you have a 1-5 record for Seattle, and it's a situation where they need this to stay alive in the series. So much like Surge, I'm gathering my thoughts. I'm collecting myself to make sure I'm prepared for this map 3, where, of course, Boston feeling pretty comfortable. You got a lead. Both the map wins have been super solid. Everybody shooting their guns, and the teamwork has been flowing. So Boston just want to get this done quick 3-0 fashion and book their flights to Miami.
I snitched so fast there. I went for the instant knock. You saved it very well. What a professional. Let's find out who the professionals are in this next one, though. Ready to load in. Surge, so close yet so far in both of the maps so far. Invasion Control, though, a very different look every single time. Let's see how we go. The Monster Energy area of the map. I love that we put logos in game, by the way. This is something that we've been doing for a hot minute now, but I just love it. It's given so much more character to these maps for us, and I'm getting so carried away with this one. Just get me into the game, dude. Priest is an absolute demon. The 1.20 there. That's 30 and 12. The boy's a monster.
I will say it is a little bit funny seeing the Scuff logo next to like the United States Embassy logo as well. So not the synergy I was expecting, but damn it, if it doesn't work, just like the opening break does here for Seattle Surge. Hook flying straight at you with the Renetti. And honestly, that just might be the B zone locked up and under control. It's going to be a Booza by himself with a slow capture, but this is just free reign time for Hook to run around, pick up some errant kills, and really just work on potentially draining those lives. There's number 3 in a row. This is worst case scenario. It sucks when Hook is behind you.
Oh man, it sucks. Oh my god, he's just got players everywhere, and I do love it. Tyler Garland is on a whirlwind moment. He unfortunately slams that door. Snoopy hears him, guns him to bed. That's that. But in the meantime, we did get 2 segments on B. We've nearly completed the capture. Nice bit of work there from Boston to answer back immediately. But Bresci, head on a swivel, lad. They're everywhere. Where could they be? Coming up, they're spawning mid-map. You're looking for the kills right now. You might be able to transition over to B if this doesn't work out. But so far, oh, Zutelor! Brezzi. We'll take that and we'll go over towards B in a minute, maybe.
Oh, and Miles, I know yesterday you were a meteorologist. You got to be checking the wind here on this map as well. Breggy maybe whiffing a shot or two, and Snoopy just follows it up. So that is a dangerous section of the map to be in, and RCD's with the pistol. Feels like Surge with the Renettis have been completely on point. B zone secured, minute 45 to play with, and a lot of aggression on the map as well. So an opportunity with 2 players in Cathay. Seattle, you get this next set of kills, you can absolutely make your move over towards A. Snoopy feeling the pressure again.
It's like it's the tall buildings. It creates that wind tunnel effect. If you've ever been in a large sort of, a business district, it gets hella windy. And that's exactly what we're seeing here on Invasion. Snoopy, oh, it happened again! Breggy has just got Snoopy's name and number in this map. Over to the A zone we're now going to go. Boston have got players in position on the defense, though. This shouldn't be a huge problem. Can Abuza be sniffed out on the backside of gas? Oh, Priester pays the high prices once again as Snoopy now moves over to take care of Abuza.
Abuza just needs some help too. Well, he gave you one when he was in the back line and forced a couple deep spawns, and that at least buys his teammates a little bit of pressure. Arcides has made it towards showers. He just let Snoopy run by. The problem for Arcides, though, is he's having a standoff with Slasher. If Slasher ever overcommits, Arcides will pick up a kill and move right to the zone. But this is 2 very patient players, and yep, Slasher was waiting the entire time. So again, the patience out of Boston paying off, and maybe the B Street is going to be open with only 30 seconds left on the clock. Surge, more or less, going to have to flood through the front.
Yeah, just be trying to get the flood done. Life count's not terrible, though. Breach. Hold it together. Snoopy lives. Not for long. Slasher once again playing the patient game. 15 seconds to go. The rest of his teammates have been eviscerated. Now Slasher alone in the zone. Trying to do what he can. Oh, Arcides gets him this time, and that's the stop. 8.6. Trophy in place. Good luck. That's another big kill. Bresci can't get in. Snoopy and Priester with the coverage. Boston Breach have survived. No way you get close now. A couple of kills might go your way, but Boston somehow steal it in the final moments.
Yeah, no, Slasher, I think the man that was pretty on point on the defensive end. Couple good decisions. Like when RCD's had that initial kill, like 45 seconds before the round was over, Slasher was there to make sure he keep things under control. And I love the decision as well to get at least a couple tags on Hook, just for Hook to be worried about 2 different directions and to set his teammates up for the kill. So even though Slasher fell after the fact, his teammates were right there to pick him up. I do think Snoopy also had a pretty strong first round, got about 8 kills. It was tough because anytime we were on his point of view, it looked like he was struggling, but 8 kills, not too shabby at all as Boston right back towards his B zone.
Sending it towards B immediately. After the excitement we had from Hook's opening play, though, he was very, very quiet in that round. Try and help the boys out by eliminating the trophy as best they can. Just empty your pockets, lads. You need to get onto that zone faster. Reggie with a quick close clearance. No hope in hell, but sadly, Priester does help out. Fills the gap immediately. Hook pressuring forward now once again. But Boston, fantastic work on both zones right now.
Well, Sasha's got at least the comms. One top blue, one deep B street. So him and Priest are going to be able to work together. In the meantime, it's 2 players on A. That's the more important play. Snoopy's got the back, and he's got his teammate Asim to watch the front. You might have to just flood it into death. It's the double chow coming through, though. And you see RC is able to clean up the kill as well. So that's a 4-man rotation over towards A. Surge make the right call in the right moment. However, there was an extra tick on A that went through. So Boston very happy for this moment. Could be an advantage long term as they have over 2 minutes on the clock to work with. And a super solid opening start.
Absolutely. Priester thumping around in top blue. Boozer cleaned up. The guessing game begins now. The multiple exits from the rug shop. As Priester's going to have to guess his way into the kill feed once again. 2 life differential right now, as you see that. 50% of the A zone captured as well. So Breach, they're having a fantastic round so far. Can they close this one out? Oh, moments like that certainly help. Oh, that's 3 dead. Last man, Breji. And he's in the middle of the map. This is going to be a stack, and this is going to be the round.
I'm so confused. And so are they going to be? Is it going to be a, what, a full 3-man stack? This point is going to fly. You don't even have to chow. Nobody for Surge is even close enough to contest. And just like that, Boston Breach win the round. The stun grenade from Abuza landed in back laundry. He doesn't connect with anything, and then he slides in and checks back laundry. So Priest is able to shoot 2 players in the back for free, and that is the instantaneous collapse. Boston happy for the gift. 1 round away, and they will be seeing winners bracket at our Major 2. And they just have to win, what, a defensive round, so things are looking sweet.
Things looking sweet as well. Wow. Boston Breach. Ride that momentum. Carry it through. Try to close this one out. Lovely shots from Abuza. Start things off. Breji backs him up shoulder to shoulder. Oh no, but then one of them's down. Onto the zone, you get it. Breji, 12 and 8. He's doing everything he possibly can, but he has the entirety of the Boston roster to contend with in a moment, and that is going to be difficult. Can Arcites help soften them up on the approach? At least 1 or 2. Lovely shots at range. Gets 2. Breji brought down, though, sadly on the zone. Over to B we go. Seattle Surge with a nice opening play so far.
Yeah, I think Slasher was on point. I missed his positioning on the map, but I know we got the wall bang kill on Breji as well. So I think Breji and Arcides, honestly, we're doing a pretty nice job, but Boston Breach on the defensive end just a little bit better. In the meantime, Slasher a kill away from the cruise, but he's going to fall. That's a peach of a grenade right there from Arcides, who now, Seattle, get to keep up the pressure. No cruise missile coming through. You got 2 players in the spawn, and the B zone is going to be secured. An unfortunate auto mantle, though, and Priesta again able to maybe dagger you as that 2-piece going to slow down this round a ton.
That's a stinger. Here goes the B zone. This will be 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play with. Life lead from Seattle Surge as well, so is it a slight late game resurgence? We'll find out in a moment. Oh, Abuza heard that. As Priester repositions and the rest of his teammates work around him.
Oh, patient Priesta, though.
Oh, God, this is
all
awful.
the irons, and he got an extra kill, and Priesta gives you 2. Trades on point. P-Dog right now, 15-11 on a 4 spree. He is feeling the groove. I will say, though, for Boston, no one's actually able to effectively set up the spawn trap in any way, shape, or form. Hook, though, gonna fall, and every death you have in these moments is gonna set you so far back. Arcides next man in line, and again, Boston don't have the stranglehold set up just yet, but right now for Surge, they are just slowly trying to work out of their spawn.
Slowly but surely. Asim keeps climbing the feed. Snoopy in this mid-tank position. I remember seeing a young Jeremy Stud putting clips on social media from this very spot. Incredibly difficult to flush players out of there. Reese is on a 5. Comes to a close, but you now have some space to work with. Breji, the lone man for Surge, flying forward and somehow finds himself 2 kills there. Keep the play going. Asim should be taken care of here. His spree's done. Onwards to A. This could be a moment for Surge.
Well, a moment at least to buy yourself some space, right? Because you still have to worry about Slasher that's pushed out on the bridge. I think Arcides might be dealing with them, and you make your way in towards Cafe. Priest has got the intel. 2 are going to be on the flank. Hook is going to be in Cafe, and then last guy in Spawn. Priest having to back down. He's switched up the corners. Brezzy maybe going to check them all, but yeah, Priest said the mind game's coming out on top. Snoopy winning his ones on the back line, and you already know where Hook was. In Cafe, there's his elbow, and there goes his face.
There goes his face, indeed. Good shots there. 25 on the clock. Snoopy with the dead. He might be able to get 2 here. There's no way. Oh, he doesn't get 2. Asim gets the other. 20 seconds to send it. Surge, a couple of kills. No, Asim, wonderful shots. Great positioning. Smack bang in the middle of the map. The tags. Oh, Hook stays alive. 10 seconds to go. Able to get onto the point. Maybe Priest are just playing the safety of Laundry. And that's it. Squeaky clean. Fabric softener as well as Boston Breach. Clean sweep, clean sheets here on Invasion. And that is the series. A frustrating finish for Seattle Surge. But Boston all smiles as they take the series 3-0.
And, you know, if you want good vibes going into the major for Boston, they've had a couple tough series, so a 3-0 is exactly what they needed. Winners bracket secured, a dominant performance. The teamwork looks supreme as well. That is exactly how you need to execute against a team like Seattle in a moment like this. So good smiles and vibes as well for this team. A week to go before we get to see him perform on land. And again, a winner's bracket performance. They're going to be going against one of the top teams since they're going to have a bottom 4 seed. But Boston, they do have that upset potential. And my God, Slasher, 9 kills in 3 rounds. What an electric performance as Priest and Snoopy actually played the game.
Well, the boys are running around just slaying everything. All he has to do is know he got 8 non-traded. He got some objective play done. I mean, what more do you want?
Hey, he got the big kills when they needed him to clutch up on defense. Slasher absolutely delivered. It is just funny, though, how well Priest and Snoopy were able to perform.
Well, that's the